Our topic for the day is how do I keep myself from getting caught up in a scam? So this happens so much. I see it all the time kind of going around in the Facebook groups that the scammers are back at it. There are a couple of ways that people will try to scam you, especially in your therapy practice. There's two primary ways that we see that happen, so please be aware. There is usually a gentleman who wants his children or him and his wife to do some kind of extended amount of counseling. They're going to be in town for X amount of time. And they want to pay you upfront. They're going to pay with a check. They're going to pay the full amount. And part of the scam is that if they get there, then they give you a check and then they ask for a refund. It's all these I don't know exactly the logistics of what they do, but I do know that if somebody calls you and they want to pay upfront for counseling without really knowing who you are, without knowing that that's your process. Listen, some people have a process where they sell packages, like 8 packages for, let's say $800, right? That would make sense if they came to you for that. But if other people are coming to you and offering you things that are, one, not really in line with the mental health field, and two, not in line with what you do, you definitely want to take pause and say, what could this look like? It's very tempting, I'm sure, that when people are like, hey, I want to see you for X amount of sessions. I want to pay you up front. You're like, yes, please come. I'm excited to have you, right? Because they look committed and they're willing to pay a full rate. But this is generally a scam. If there's any kind of weirdness, my driver's going to drop it off. Oh, we're going to be in town this day. Oh, this changed. Oh, the story starts to change and things start to look different. So you really want to be mindful that this is a scam that will usually come in as an email. It's not usually a call that gets made. If I find it, I've gotten this before. If I can find it in my email, I will post it down below. I would have to search. But this does happen. This person goes around emailing all kinds of therapists. It's usually through Psychology Today. So be aware of that too, especially if it's coming through on Psychology Today, because that means they're just, almost like robocalling us, right? They're like, hey, I'm just going to go through and email a bunch of therapists and see. And usually this happens in chunks because other therapists come out and say, yes, I've got this email too. Yes, this is happening. Yes. So it's not just, an isolated event. And I'm sure they pick locations. These people who do these scams are really, they're very good. So I want to talk about the second scam. I'm going to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes, first, and then I'll talk about the second scam. So if you're looking for an electronic health record that is really full service, that will help you run an in-person or an online practice or a hybrid practice, whether you're doing a little bit of both, especially in these times, TherapyNotes really helps you run your practice really efficiently and effectively. You can do your billing, you can do your notes, you can take payment, you can get forms signed. They send reminders and they have wonderful customer service. So I definitely want you to go ahead and check out TherapyNotes. So the second scam that happens, is actually just happened in our office this week, is where a police officer will call you and say that there is a warrant out for your arrest for X, Y, and Z reason. They give you a lot of legal information. And a lot of the times what we're finding that they're doing is that they are using actual police officers in the community so that when you Google it, you see, Bob Smith is a police officer in, the David Police Department or whatever it is. And so then you will start to believe and think that this is real. And they will tell you there's a warrant out for your arrest. And then they'll start talking about fines and fees and how they want to help you, right? And the wanting to help is the hook. That's how they hook you. You get scared. They scare you. You have a warrant out for your arrest. They give you this whole spiel. They give you your badge number. They give you a number to call back. They give you the whole thing to make you scared. So as your anxiety is rising, then they hook you and say, I want to help you. And so you're like, okay, tell me what I need to do. And then they start telling you all these things that you need to do. And then they'll hit you with the fees, or they'll try to collect some type of data from you that they need. And so no police officers will ever call and try to collect any kind of money from you, nor if you have a warrant out for your arrest, do they call you. They're not like, hey, by the way, you have a warrant out for your arrest. And you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to skip town now. No, they show up at your job or your house or whatever the process, for the warrants are. And so I think it's really important that you're mindful that if a police officer does call, that you don't you don't give them any information, you hang up, then you call the actual police department. You go through those channels and see if they have called you. If for some reason you do give out some information because these are scams. If they didn't work, people wouldn't keep doing them. They work. Then call your local police department and file a police report and let them know that this is happening. And hopefully they can maybe trace the number or do something about it. I know they collect data on this. And so it's really important that, yes, you do call your police department. You make sure that you file a report. And if you're really wondering, is there a warrant out for my arrest, or, is there some kind of something going on? Do I owe these fees? Do I owe this? Then just call your police department through, look their number up, call them, and gather information there, and they'll let you know. And I believe there's also a way, if you were wondering if there was a warrant out for your arrest, that you could find that also on the internet under the police department. And so these scams happen. People fall for them. If you do fall for them, it's okay. It happens. This is, again, why. It happens to therapists. It happens to all kinds of people. We know the famous Nigerian prince scheme, that people fall for that as well. And so, you're not alone in this. But be mindful at the front end, especially for therapists, that you, if somebody is offering a large amount of money right up front, or if they're letting you know that you owe money, then those are two schemes. So stay safe out there, everybody. I'm here most days of the week. We will see you soon. Bye.